Hey there, Internet. Today I'm reviewing the latest Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It is a new film, 2023. It's currently in theaters. It doesn't star Jennifer Lawrence, but it is directed by Francis Lawrence, the same director who did Catching Fire and both the Mockingjay movies in the Hunger Games series. He also did I Am Legend, which I think is very good, and Constantine. Past couple years, he hasn't had really big hit films. Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence did okay, but it's good to see him going back to the Hunger Games with the latest book by Suzanne Collins. I think the fact that they had a book going into this movie definitely is very helpful for story and plot. That being said, I think this movie works in some ways and doesn't work in other ways. Let's get started. So first off, the main character is Coro Snow, who, as you know, in the other Hunger Game movies, played by Donald Sutherland, and is the main bad guy. So we're getting the origin story for the main bad guy character in this. So already you're setting the expectation. The audience knows it's a young version of this character, so they're going to live through the whole movie and survive, right? So already you kind of are like, all right, this guy's indestructible. Anything could happen to him. But really, you start to care more about Lucy Gray-Byrd, B-A-I-R-D, I guess Bard, played by Rachel Ziegler, the actress from West Side Story. She does actually a really good job in this film, really portraying the innocent character who you're rooting for. You want her to live throughout the whole movie. Viola Davis is also really good in this movie, playing the head game master. She's kind of creepy and scary. Jason Schwartzman comes in, playing the television host. He does a great Stanley Tucci, young Stanley Tucci. Definitely the comedy and the relief of this film comes from him. And finally, rounding out the cast, we got Peter Dinklage, who's very underutilized. I feel like he was only in 2 scenes in the whole movie, maybe 3, and just felt like, what are you doing here, man? That being said, let's talk about this film. So I'll say this, the action scenes in this movie, once the Hunger Games and the fighting actually starts happening, it is there, and it brings the same level stakes, the same interest as the previous Hunger Games movies. That's why people are going there. They want to see these kids fight against each other, trying to kill each other. So that was a really good part of the film. Unfortunately, it takes about an hour to get to that point in the movie. Then that lasts for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then you still have a whole nother hour of the movie left after the Hunger Games is over. And I know the whole point of this is to emulate the book and to tell you about how snow became snow. That being said, everyone is there to see the Hunger Games fighting. They're not really there because they care so much about these characters. So I will say that, you know, the action scenes were really great when they had the action, but the drama, the dialogue scenes didn't really help to care about the emotion of these characters so much. There wasn't a whole lot to work with for the actors. So I'll say on their parts, they did as good as they could, but it was just challenging. Basically, this movie made, I think, pretty good money in the box office. Budget was $100 million, box office $326 million. Do I think they will make another Hunger Games? Probably. It seems like the way they left off with the movie, they want to continue with this young Snow character, and they can do several of the other Hunger Games leading up to him getting older. I don't know if Suzanne Collins has planned to write another book yet, but if she does, most certainly they will turn it into another movie. The music was by James Newton Howard. Always does a good job, but nothing really I noticed in there that stood out music-wise. The special effects were pretty good for the fight scenes, but then it got to a scene with snakes near the end, and the snakes looked really, really bad. I'm going to say it. It did not look like the best visual effects for the snake part of the movie. That being said, I think the movie works overall. I found it entertaining. If I paid to go see this in theaters, which I didn't, I got a screener from for voting for Visual Effects Society, I would have been maybe like, oh, okay, this is, you know, worth the $10, $20, whatever it is to go see the movie in the theater. I would have liked the 4DX and the 3D and all those sort of things too. But I'll say this, the title definitely pays off. They come full circle with the title. And it was just a really interesting movie. So anyway, check back tomorrow. Make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button, notification button to stay tuned. New review coming tomorrow for the film Master Gardener, Paul Schrader. See you guys tomorrow.